talk about hamstrings, and actually we're going to talk about the extensor chain. Hamstrings, butt, erector spinae muscle down on both sides of the spine, and their plantar fascia under your feet. There was an article that came out in the Huffington Post, and this is what it said. I don't know if you can read it. It's probably backwards for you, but it says, "Stop stretching your hamstrings." I read the article and I was kind of shocked because I agreed with some of the aspects of this article, but there are a lot of things I don't agree. And of course, there's always going to be science on both sides. I'm going to offer you an alternative to really deep bends for people who aren't flexible, because that will put strain on the lumbar. It may tear muscles that you aren't prepared to have hurt in that position. So let's talk about the tennis balls. This is the best flexibility training you can do for the hamstring. Place the tennis balls at the base of the butt, and we'll go over a couple of other things as well. You don't have to bend forward. You can lean back, and all you want to do is roll side to side on these attachments. So again, the attachment is at the break of the butt. Now, I understand that they're trying to say that hamstrings are part of the extensor group. They're there to keep us upright. They're there to protect our body. And if you overstretch them, you can do more damage to the back. And I really disagree with not stretching the body, because we're a working piece, all in the whole. So our whole body works as a unit. And if something hurts in one place, it can affect multiple areas of the body. And we found that to be true. You'll hurt your ankle, and you might find that your knee starts to hurt, your hip starts to hurt, your back starts to hurt. So it's very important to keep your muscles flexible and strong so that they can do their job. So let's go over the hamstring again. Cross fiber, you can lean way back. So if you're not a flexible person, this is great for you. And you only want to feel a slight amount of pressure. It should be slightly uncomfortable. Then go ahead and sit on the tennis balls for a moment. If you want to sit up nice and tall, that will add more pressure on the tennis balls. And then drop them down. So we want to cover the entire area. We're going to scooch all the way down to the knee. Now, what I found is that there's direct correlation. So I'm going to sit down, or you can actually pike forward a little bit and add a little bit of load between the butt muscles and back pain. So people with sciatica who are doing a lot of deep stretching, forward stretching for the back to stretch out the spine, you may not want to go in that direction. If you just work your glutes, your buttocks more, you're going to find that it's more effective for your sciatica, as long as you don't roll on that one little hot spot that shoots down the leg. So you're going to cross fiber again, put a little weight on it, and you can actually even compress with your hands so you don't have to bend forward at all. This is a very effective way to do the hamstring. Then I'm going to double up my tennis balls. So now they're going long ways, and all you're going to do is cross fiber. So this is allowing for more circulation, decreased inflammation, and it's not going to put any stress on your lumbar, on your pelvis, on the attachments at all, but it's going to give you some nice mobility in the hamstring without elongating it too much. And then you take it down by the knee, and then good morning, and then you take it way up by the hip. And if you want to add one more thing, because this is all cross fiber, you can roll forward and back. And I'm actually rolling right up into the buttocks at this point. So all the way into the glute, and look how far back I'm leaning. You don't need to lean forward and compromise the attachments of the hamstring or even the rear end. So you're going all the way up and all the way down, allowing the two to get a release, the hamstring and the glute. So remember, when you see information out there, there's always two sides of the story. I don't feel stopping your flexibility training or stretching is a good thing, especially if you're active or even if you sit at the desk for a long time. But it's really important to find the right method for you that isn't going to damage you. So I'm going to go right from here into some glute work. So these are called compressions. Again, you're not doing anything but lifting the body and sitting on the glute. So this is part of the extensor chain that really affects the back, your upright position, the tension in your hips, it's all related. And this is a great way to just dig in and work some of the deeper muscles of the glute without overstretching. And then the best way to go is either circles with your leg up or down to open the hip, or little windshield wipers. Fantastic way to reduce the stress in the glute, especially if you have sciatica. And then I'm going to do one last one, which is just a side release, a little weird position in my leg. You're going to take the leg up on the medial glute, slightly on the outside, drop the leg to the side, and just a nice little pulse of the hip. Well, I hope that clarifies some information. Again, don't stop working your hamstrings as far as flexibility goes. Just find the right method for you. Overextending them can cause damage, so I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me, and I will see you on Monday for Resistance Monday.